It's hard to talk about criminal law when you have a criminal case if everybody assumes that when you're talking about it at all, you're talking about your own case, but I'm not. And for example, one of the things people are harping on is I've said this for years, but people have short-term memory. They've said that they talk about this thing that I said about you don't consent to a search. This is on Chrissy's show. You don't consent to a search. The cops are going to search your house, right? If they show up and they have a warrant or whatever, they're going to search your house. Even if they don't have a warrant and they want to search your house, they'll do it. Don't consent. You politely decline consent, but they're going to execute the search. Okay. You don't consent because you don't know necessarily what anybody has brought into your house, your car, your person, your pants. These cases do come up quite often where someone borrows a pair of pants or is driving someone else's car, or a friend rides in their car. Something slips out of their pocket. Someone leaves something in a house. It doesn't really matter what the circumstances are. Someone leaves something in someone's house and now they're looking like they're in possession of the thing. And now they have to fight to prove that they weren't. Okay. That happens with regularity, or at least it's a legal argument that people make with regularity. This is why you don't consent to searches, though, because if the search is facially invalid, then what they find during the search is similarly invalid. So you just add that extra layer of protection that the Fourth Amendment grants you and says, do you have a warrant? If they say yes, you don't consent to the search, but you don't resist the search. Don't do that. You might not go home. But that being said, you don't consent, because once you consent, they no longer need reasonableness. They don't need a warrant. They don't need reasonableness. The Fourth Amendment no longer applies once you've consented to the search. But the reason you do that is because you may not know the thing. If you took your car into the shop and a mechanic was working on it and he dropped a bag of meth underneath your seat that got replaced, you may not know that. But it may get found in a search that you consented to, and now it looks like you're driving around with meth. Terrible fucking plan. The easier thing is to not consent to the search. And then if they find that, but the search is unreasonable, you have another weapon in your toolbox to get that taken care of. How do you not consent, but also not resist? I don't consent to the search. And they go, we're going to search you. You can say, I understand. I don't consent to the search. But I understand they're going to search you, though. Like eventually they're going to. But as long as you're not an asshole. Look, guys, if I didn't get beaten or shot by the cops, you're going to be just fine. You're going to be just fine because I'm a dick. I owns it. But a lot of times the cops may not have probable cause for the search. They may not have a warrant. And if the people just politely say, no, thank you, then they'll back off. If they think they're justified, they're going to do the search anyway. But you don't resist them. Don't get shot. Don't get beaten. Don't get tased. Get pepper sprayed if you like it, but that's about it.